On today's Hot Sheet, I'm discussing Redfin's Home Price Index for March, new home sales and mortgage applications, and I'm dropping some enormous news. Today is Wednesday, April 24th, 2024. I am Byron Lazine, and the Hot Sheet starts now. Welcome into the Hot Sheet here, my final Hot Sheet from Scottsdale, Arizona. Very sunny Scottsdale, Arizona, as we wrap up the T3 Summit here today. And I will be back in Naples for tomorrow. Let me know, of course, in the live chat which market you're tuning in live from. Right at this table that I'm sitting at right now. Yesterday, I had one of the biggest interviews we've ever done at BAM because of the timing and the stakes and everything that is changing in the industry. Yesterday afternoon, I sat with Kevin Sears, the National Association of Realtor president. Let me know in the comments if you can believe that I got that interview, that Kevin was gracious enough to sit down with me, who's certainly been not afraid to be critical when, at times when it was important to be critical of NAR. So Kevin Sears sat down with me yesterday. We are publishing that interview here on the BAM YouTube channel shortly after the Hot Sheet, at some point today. So hit the subscribe button and make sure that you have notifications on for that interview. Trust me, I am not, if you know me, if this is your first time in the Hot Sheet, maybe you're just getting to know me. But if you've been following the Hot Sheet or any of the BAM content, then you know I am not lobbing softballs. And so I asked some of the most important questions at this moment right now. He spent over an hour with me, and I'm looking forward to sharing that with all of you. So let's get into today's Hot Sheet and see what we've got. We've got a report out of Redfin. Their home price index is out. This is for the month of March. Price growth stabilizes in March, according to Redfin, with prices up 0.6% from 1 month earlier. Looking at their home price index over time, and listen, I get the majority of consumers use Zillow, and then you've got the battle between Realtor.com and Homes.com, but you do see some consumers, referencing Redfin from time to time. Okay, great. For those consumers that think, well, real estate should go down. I mean, well, here's the last 12 years, according to Redfin, it's just up and to the right. Real estate goes up. It's pretty safe to say that is really always the case, right? I mean, outside of the great financial crisis, outside of that one particular, moment in time, real estate just kind of always goes up, even in these down markets. Even when you look back at the last 6 recessions, 4 of them, real estate goes up. So that's the trend that you should expect to see. You shouldn't expect to see. Everyone is like waiting for one of those 08 moments. But they're just not coming, because if you go back 100 years, they never really come outside of a mortgage crisis situation. I think we can all agree with where we are right now in terms of financing. We're in a much different place than 08. Here you are month over month, that 0.6% increase. So we're not seeing the month over month increases that we saw, end of 2020, 21, 22, certainly. But we're still seeing steady growth here. Stabilizing is the word that Redfin used. More going deeper into this report here from Redfin. All the Hot Sheet show notes obviously will be available for you inside of BAMX for those of you that are interested in getting this data into your email scripting, into your follow-up, into your CRM. It's all available for you there. Here are the metros with the largest annual increases in home prices. You've got Newark, Providence, San Jose, New York, Nassau County, Detroit, Philadelphia, New Brunswick, Cleveland, and Boston. These are just incredible numbers annually. Newark at 17.5%, and then Boston coming in at 10 at basically 12%. Those are crazy increases. I don't expect those type of increases to continue into this year, even in these markets where we've got inventory that's really low. This was like kind of, the end, in my opinion, of those huge 15+% increases. And we're starting to see really the remnants of the end of that happening all across the country right now as price stabilizes, slows down, inventory ticking up year over year, inventory up well over 100,000 now at this point on active listing. Here are the metros with the smallest annual upticks in home prices. You've got San Antonio, Portland, San Francisco, Minneapolis, Tampa, Houston, Fort Worth, Jacksonville, Riverside, Dallas, Orlando. What's the common theme there? Outside of maybe 2 through 4, you've got a lot of these Sun Belt states, a lot of the Southeast and South on the list, and you've got a little bit of West mixed in there as well for the smallest annual upticks in home prices. Listen, and if I'm in one of these areas on the largest, I'm definitely leading that with, an email grab. And, on the buy side, as I speak to buyers, if it's a small uptick, you've got an opportunity to lead with that, either on a lead magnet or just a subject line or an email. Here are month-over-month declines. So here's where we're seeing some of the declines. Not sure what's going on with the clicker here, but there it goes. All right. Here are the month-over-month declines in home prices. You've San Jose on a decline month over month. This is February to March. So coming into this spring market, San Antonio, Fort Worth, San Francisco, Fort Lauderdale, Charlotte, Indianapolis, Orlando, and Minneapolis. Those are 9 metros with month over month declines. Okay, you only see Florida on the list twice there. No West Coast of Florida. I think you're going to see some West Coast of Florida pop up just based on where those inventory levels are going, pop up on this list in the coming, because remember, March data for Redfin is lagging. So we're really talking about, what are we talking about there? Mid-January activity? Is that what we would say? Shout out to Jeremy Knight in the comments here. Newsweek just wrote an article about his zombie neighborhood in Austin. So Jeremy, I'd love for us, go find it on Insta, or maybe Jeremy can post it in the live chat on Instagram. And I'd love to get this Newsweek article too. This zombie neighborhood video, there's a couple videos Jeremy did on his Instagram going through the inventory increase, not the inventory increase, but I think it speaks to the inventory increase, going through these vacant neighborhoods where some of the areas in Austin, this isn't all of Austin, this is particular neighborhoods Jeremy went to, where you've got builders who have bailed on these homes. He's going through and they're just abandoning these neighborhoods, just maybe, a few dozen homes built. You've got foundation slabs. They're abandoned. They've exited out. They're not going to continue building through. This is an indicator that inventory has picked up considerably. Austin was a leader in that. And that I would expect that across the Sun Belt states where building activity has been robust over the last 3 or 4 years. I'd expect inventory to keep to increase. And as you get existing inventory to increase, what happens? The builders can get left holding the bag. Those zombie neighbors are a couple of builders, not all builders, a couple of builders left holding the bag. That's why I think housing starts go down right now, because as existing inventory goes up, you're going to see more competition for those builders. They're going to slow down right now on housing starts, and you'll see you'll see inventory keep going up in this case. All right, so I think that's going to just push prices down, and that's, I think, one of the reasons why we're not going to see these type of numbers moving forward. Now, what's on those numbers? None of those are in the Sun Belt states. None of those are really in areas where building is robust. So you would expect those type of increases where inventory is low. But what usually happens in the West, what happens in the Sun Belt, eventually kind of spreads to the rest of the country. That's what we've seen historically. Okay. Sylvia, new workout routine, the hot sheet and the weights. I like it. Good move, Sylvia. Training, doubling up on the training. Here are the most significant month-over-month home prices. Going back to some of this Redfin report: Providence, Montgomery County, Pennsylvania, and Nassau County, New York, from February to March. Again, this is all lagging data, so that's the deal on Redfin's home price. All of this and all of the charts available. I think there's one chart that we pulled from that. There's a total of 6 charts today that are uploaded into BAMX. So BAMX members, you've got 6 charts, and you've got a full 3 segments here of hot sheet show notes uploaded into BAMX so you can use for your content. Let's go to a new home sales report. So I was just talking about these home starts. New residential sales report for March 2024 is out. And at 693 seasonally adjusted annual rate of new single-family homes, it is up 8.8%. This is sales I'm talking about on new home sales. So up 8.8% at 693. New houses sold. New houses for sale is at 477,000, and the median sale price for new residential sales comes in at $430,000. Here's your new residential sales on the upward trend. Here's the chart. I've been bouncing around this number here for quite some time on new residential sales. Sales, again, lagging number. Okay, so no big deal. I expect that number to be up. It's an 8.8% above February's revised rate of 637% and 8.7% above March 2023. So month over month and year over year up on new residential home sales. So consumers and others say, oh, wow, new construction, new home sales are up. Yeah, those homes started getting built a year ago, 15 months ago, 9 months ago, 6 months ago. Oftentimes, that's when the contract is put into place. Okay, so contracts put into place. Now we're seeing the sales. Sales are up. 15 months ago, 18 months ago, 24 months ago, what did builders want to do? Especially national home builders. Take advantage of a low inventory market. We talk about it every Monday on the hot sheet. What's inventory doing right now nationally, year over year? It's up over 100K. Cool. What are builders going to do? For forward-looking data, builders are going to start pulling back on home starts. If there's land available in the Northeast, which there's not much of it, good land available where builders want to build, they should build, okay? Because inventory is in a different situation there. But other parts of the country, builders are going to pull back. Other parts of the country are what drive housing starts as opposed to the Northeast, right? So they're going to pull back on those housing starts. So looking forward, we're going to see less housing starts because inventory is going up and you have that competitive environment with the builders. All right. So new home sales are up. That's a lot. Remember, anytime we're talking about sales, lagging number. I expect as we get into maybe the second half of next year, new home sales will be down, but I think existing home sales will be up. And I think 2025 will have more home sales than 2024. And it's going to be driven by the existing home sale market. So what is that good news for? It's good news for agents. It's definitely good news for investors. Rehab, people want to do a renovation. If there's going to be more fluidity in the existing home sale market, there's going to be more opportunity there as well. Is there opportunity right now for an increase in buyer demand? Well, according to mortgage applications, demand would be down. The seasonally adjusted purchase index decreased 1% from 1 week earlier. You're going to see a bigger top line number in some of the reporting. But that's when you group it together with refinances. 1% on the purchase index, not a big deal. Of course, that is 15% lower than the same week 1 year ago. I was having a conversation with, and that top line number that I referenced, 2.7% mortgage applications down from 1 week earlier, but 1% on the purchase. We focus on the purchase. I don't really care if refinances go down. I'd expect them to go down or be close to non-existent with where we are at the interest rate. But I had a conversation out here somebody said, hey, inventory is up 57% in Florida. It's up, over 30% in Texas year over year. What's it doing here in Arizona? Oh yeah, it's up. But, why do you think it's going up so much? Listen, prices have gone up. It's pretty obvious. Prices have gone up over the last 12 months. Interest rates are at the highest point of 2024. They're at a high mark in comparison to the average last year. And there are less people who can literally afford. Doesn't mean there's not pent up demand. We know this to be true. Every time we get close to 6.5, anytime we get close to 6, we feel it. We feel it through showing time. We feel it through the phone calls coming in. We feel it through our CRMs, right? But we're not at that place right now. So 15% less mortgage application demand year over year makes sense. In the markets where you're really seeing inventory pick up, West Coast of Florida, Austin, Texas, maybe Jeremy could chime in on that. Here in Scottsdale, people are feeling it. In other parts of the country, maybe you're in one of these areas where inventory is accumulating. You're like, this isn't as much inventory as we had in 2018-19, but it feels like, where did the buyers go? No, well, when you had no inventory, the buyers that could afford created an environment that felt like, wow, current buyers 60 days out is high. No, it was low inventory. When you basically have the same amount or 15% less on the mortgage side than we had last year, you start to realize, wow, when you get inventory, some of the demand in the next 60 days just isn't here. And you start to see days on market go up. Obviously, NAR reported we're now over 3 months of months of inventory, when this time last year we were 2.7. We're at 3.2 right now. All right. That's your mortgage application update. Let's take a look at the 10-year really quick. Almost want to stop looking at the 10-year right now, but we need to be professionals and see where this is heading. 4.646. That's where we're at on the 10-year. So really not moving much here with the uncertainty in the market, in the economy, and all the geopolitical crap going on. 7.38 yesterday, close out the day in the 30-year fake. The spread's getting better. Okay, look at this. The 10-year is not really improving, but what are we seeing? That relationship between the 30-year and between the 10-year is starting to get better. All year it's been getting better. If we were at the same spread that we were at last year, we'd be closer to 8 on the 30-year fix than we are at 7.38. The relationship between the 10-year and the 30-year is starting to normalize. This is good news, okay? I know it's not great news that we're at 7.38, but we'll take that over 8. I'm certain that we'll all take that. What I'd like to take you guys on today is a journey that I went on with Kevin Sears, the National Association of Realtor president. I sat with him right at this table yesterday for over an hour with an exclusive interview. It's an interview that when a few that have found out here at the summit that I was able to pull it off, they were shocked. Industry leaders said, "What? You got Kevin Sears to sit down with you? I mean, you've been critical." I said, "Yes, but Kevin understands the BAM audience. Kevin understands that if he's going to be different from some of his predecessors, other NAR presidents, that he's got to speak directly to the agent community on an unfiltered 60-plus minute exclusive interview." And he did just that. I give him credit for that. He knew coming into this environment, it wasn't going to be softballs and water balloons. It was going to be 99 down the middle, fair, super fair. You know what's coming. It's fastballs, but super fair questions that we all wanted to ask. This community's been dying to ask those questions and have the conversation. How do we grow? We don't have to agree on everything, but how do we grow? We have these conversations. That interview is going and being published here on the YouTube channel live today. So hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell here on BAM YouTube, and do not miss that interview. Share it with an industry friend. It's the first time since being president he has sat down face to face, unfiltered, unedited questions. He didn't ask me to take anything out. He didn't ask me for the questions before. So myself, Kevin Sears, in person from yesterday, being published today, the BAM team on the back end went crazy overdrive to get this thing ready to go up here on the BAM YouTube channel. And listen, if you think I missed something in the comments, certainly let me know. I'm looking forward to sharing that with you guys and looking forward for your feedback on that. Make sure that you stay tuned for that. Share it with a friend. I will see you back when I'm back on the East Coast tomorrow here for the hot sheet. Until I see you in the comments on the Kevin Sears post later today and in the hot sheet live tomorrow, of course, have a great day and toodaloo.